everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and we are here today to talk about my cream blush collection. I have been totally crazy about cream blushes, totally crazy, ever since I decided to do a project pan with one of my Maybelline Dream Bouncy blushes, and I have been crazy about it, absolutely crazy. Like, I don't want to put it down. I put on some cream blush today, but it's looking a little faded. I want to say it's because it's years old, so I might reapply that one for you that I'm wearing today. Because I honestly, today I actually got the blush that went all the way up here, like I did a little blush draping or something, and I loved it. I might reapply that one because it's looking a little faded. Anyway, I'm going to share with you all the cream blush I own. I'll do a swatch of each one and share my thoughts and how my experience has been with said blush. So let's just get started. Let's talk about the one that I put on today. This is actually from the Balm, and it's called How About Them Apples? And this is the one that I have. I've had it for a couple of years. I want to almost say a few years, not just a couple. But this is how it looks. I pulled it away so quickly. Super cute packaging like the Balm always does. And this one comes with 6 cream blushes. This is just as creamy as the day I got it. Like, they nailed this cream formula. It's so good. The only one that feels dry is the one here called Crisp, and that's the only one out of all that has shimmer in it. And I feel like it's definitely a different kind of formula than the other ones. Because the other ones are, I mean, they feel like it's brand new. There's the shades there. Well, you don't need to see the mirror. Ooh. Oh, my heart. I almost dropped it. And then, what are the other two? Crisp, yeah. There's Caramel. And then Crisp is this one here. And even just touching it, like, it feels completely dry. It's definitely a formula, like, I gotta work my finger into it a little bit to warm it up, and then it works perfectly fine, though. There's that one. So those are the swatches. The one I put on today was called Candy, and I loved it so much. So I'm going to apply that one again for you because it's looking a little faded. I want to say it's because it is a million years old. But here it is. And I put it all up here because I put way too much on, and I would just, oh my God, blending and blending and blending. And I just loved it so much. So I went like this with the Real Techniques stippling brush. And I just kind of put it up in my eyebrows. I had it here on the temple. I loved it. It looked so pretty, so pink, so blushy. Let's do a little on the other side. And I've always wanted to do a little blush draping, but I'm never brave enough. But today, I was very inspired by my video I put up yesterday called Makeup I'm Saving for a Rainy Day. Like, I even put on, you could barely see it in the video, but I put on this Kat Von D Technicolor crayon that I've always wanted to use. I did pink eyeliner on the top, a teeny tiny little wing. Could kind of see it. But I was like, you know what I'm gonna do today? A little blush draping. And I did it on accident, actually. I was like, why not? So this is how it looked this morning, and as you can see, it was super faded when I started the video. And these don't normally have any fading issues. They usually last a really long time. But I want to say it's just because I've had it for a long time. But I don't mind that it fades because it fades so gracefully. It doesn't get patchy. It doesn't get like little splotches. It stays super nice. Oh, I just love it. It's not as intensely draped as it was this morning. I didn't want to do it all on camera because it was an experiment this morning, but I loved it so much. This is definitely one of my favorite blush palettes or blushes that I own, cream blush or not. It's amazing. Wonderful, beautiful, lovely formula. I love the different colors they sent in this one. They didn't send me this, that they put in this palette. Even that little drier formula, it does warm up and get super creamy. Had it for a long time, hasn't dried up. It's awesome. All right, next one. Oh, let's talk about the Maybelline Cream, the Dream Bouncy blushes. They both have a different style of packaging, but this is the one that I pulled into my project pan called Peach Satin. Oh my gosh, I cannot put it down. I use it with the same brush, with the Real Techniques stippling brush. Just dab it all in there, blend it. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. This is one of those things I never used because I didn't want it to be gone. I didn't want to run out of it. and I decided to use it before it dried up, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta throw that away even though I never used it. I gotta build up the swatch a little bit, but there it is right here. It doesn't look like a lot, but on a brush on your face, it looks so pretty. It's lightly pigmented, kind of. I think it's a perfectly pigmented blush. It's definitely more of like this putty kind of feeling. I'm not going to go on and on and on with this one because they don't make it anymore, unfortunately. But it is one of my cream blushes, and it's the one that got me crazy about cream blushes. And this is the one I wore yesterday, the one in the shade Coffee Cake. And there it is, same kind of formula. And as long as I've had these, they've never dried. They've never gotten dry. Let's see if I can get a swatch out of here. The texture has never changed. That's this one right here. Definitely more of like a neutral, kind of looks like bronzer kind of blush. Really, really like that one too. I was looking over here like this a second ago because my boyfriend just left. And I could swear he was looking in the window looking at me doing my video, but he wasn't. I was just imagining it. Anyway, I love those ones so much. Let's talk about the Neutrogena Cheeky Wink blush in the shade First Crush. Of course, Walmart puts these stickers on everything. I've had this for a year, and I remember buying this in February. I just remember for some reason, because I remember getting this in February of 2019 during my drugstore month I do in February, and this had just come out and I remember getting it, and I didn't think much of it. It doesn't have the biggest pigmentation. I've used the crap out of this and it has not like worn down. I've worn it down because it used to be a dome, but this is one I use with the same brush, the Real Techniques stippling brush, and I go like crazy in this. You got to build it up like crazy, but once you get it built up on your face, this is a really beautiful natural looking blush, definitely for the lighter skin tones though, because the pigment is very, very light. Let me see if I can get a swatch out of this one. Look at that. It's super, super light. I love the way this looks on my face. It's a little bit pink, a little bit nude. I really, really like this one. It takes a lot to get it to show up on your face though, and I really like using it with the stipple brush because I feel like it just like stabs it and picks it up a lot. I like this one. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy another one of these, but I like having this, and every declutter I've done, I've been like, I'm going to get rid of that. But I'm like, no, I love it enough to keep it. It's another one of the ones that's like a very firm, putty kind of texture. Lovely blush if you have a light skin tone and you don't mind a lightly pigmented cream blush. It's really nice. One of my all-time favorite blushes is ColourPop's Super Shock Cheek Blush in the shade Prenup. This is one of the best blushes I've ever used in my whole life, cream or not, and I just think it's so, so beautiful. Now that I was swatching it, I hit pan on it, and I knew it was coming. I was like, I'm going to hit pan on that with my next use. I know it, because it just looks so thin. I wish I hadn't hit pan with a swatch. I wish it was with a brush, but that's still nice. Ooh, the pan looks like a little heart. Look how cute that is. I got to save it. I got to show this in a video. I'll swatch it on the outside. But anyway, it's one of my favorite blushes. It's a really beautiful, cool toned berry, like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Is that a berry? Cool toned berry on the purple side of pink kind of blush. Same brush, the Real Technique stipple brush. This is just one of the best brushes I have found for cream blush, just for my preference. I feel like it just blends it out really, really nicely. It kind of like pokes it into your skin, and not pokey, but I feel like the brush, the way it is, it kind of works around like with your foundation. It kind of meshes it together. It's a great brush, and I love it for cream blush. Dang, I wish I had hit pan with the brush. I'm so mad. But anyway, I hit pan on it. That's amazing, because this is like the second thing in my life I've ever hit pan on. Anyway, in my adult life, in my makeup loving life, let's move on. I love this blush a lot. I am totally in love with it, and this is one that I fell in love with because I tried to do a project pan on all my ColourPop Super Shock things. I got really into it for a little while. I never checked in the video. I don't even know if the video's probably still up. But I started using this all the time because I was like, I'm going to do a project pen, and I fell in love with it. The other one that was in that video is the Super Shock Cheek in the shade Holiday. Same kind of formula, but this one is more of a really, really pink blush. And I think because I love this one so much, this one I don't love as much. It's just not as unique. It's still a really great formula. I still like using it, but it doesn't compare to Prenup. And the other day I was on ColourPop's website because I want to buy another one because I felt like this one was getting a little bit dry and a little bit I just wanted a new one. I didn't buy it, but I wanted to make sure it was still there. And I was like, is it still there? And yeah, it's still there. It's not a limited edition one anyway. So yeah, if I want to buy another one, I will. But right now, I'm happy with that one. Let's talk about this Ulta Beauty Bouncy Blush. It just says Dive In Bouncy Blush. This came in a gift set that they did. So I did a giveaway a few months ago. Was it a 2,000 subscriber giveaway? And I was giving away a bunch of these Ulta bags that they had, like Ulta brand. It was like a bag with a theme of like the beach, and I can't even remember the other ones now. But I wanted them so bad for myself, and I just felt like I missed out because I gave them away. But then the one that came, I think it was like the poolside one, it went on sale, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have it. So I got it, and this little blush is in there. And as I got this, I was like, oh my god, I actually gave that to somebody, and this was hard as a rock. Like, I was expecting it to be like the Dream Bouncy Blush because it's called Bouncy Blush, but this is hard as a rock. It's very like clay feeling right now. It does not feel bouncy at all. But with the Real Technique stippling brush, it's so pretty. Like, I don't even mind that it feels very dry because the shade is so beautiful. It's like a peachy, corally, warm, orangey, beautifully. I love this shade a lot, and I was like, oh god, I gave someone a dried out blush, but it still works and I really enjoy it. I think it's a really nice blush. The next one, let's talk about this. This is from Morphe X Maddie Ziegler. I do not know who this is, but it's someone who did a collaboration with Morphe, and she came out with these little blushes and like a lip gloss, little duos. They were selling them together. The gloss was okay, but it leaked everywhere. That thing went into the trash so quickly. Just standing up here on my little glass table, it was leaking everywhere. It was sticky, gross. It was all over the table. I was like, there's something faulty with that packaging. But I kept this. This is what it looks like. It's a little mousse lip and cheek thing. These ones that are for lips and cheeks, actually the How About Them Apples palette is also for lips and cheeks. I never use them on my lips. I feel like when they're for lips and cheeks, they're only really good at one of those things. They're either really good as a lip balm or they're really good as a cream blush. I don't think they're really good at both. It's just my experience. This mousse, okay, it feels incredible when you touch it because it's like whipped and it's very pigmented. A little goes a long way, but it is the patchiest, splotchiest, ugliest, yuckiest cream blush I have. Like, it's so splotchy. I do not like this one at all, and I don't know why I keep it, but I like the packaging and I think it's so cute and I want to like it, but it's so splotchy and blotchy and patchy, and I just don't like it. I just can't get it to work with any brush because I thought maybe it was this brush that just doesn't work with that moussey texture. I've tried it with my fingers. I've tried it with another brush. The swatch looks fine, but the application, I just cannot get it to work for me. That's just me. Why do I have it? I'm gonna set it aside. This is from Kaja, and this is a cushion blush in the shade Bossy. This is one of my favorite blushes I own. I have a little itch. One of my favorite blushes I own. I absolutely adore it. I put this in my project pan as well just because I'm afraid it's going to dry out because it is a cushion. It comes with this sponge. It's a hard as a rock sponge. They want you to apply it with this, and it's really just for cuteness sake. But this is where the real liquid gold is. I just flipped over this cushion the other day too because the top part was feeling dry. And I love this so much. It doesn't look like much in a swatch. Let me try and get a little more. It's just the most beautiful, like oddly warm pink nude. It's so pretty. Of course, I'm using it with the same brush. In the videos that I'm wearing this, someone always asks me what blush is that, and it's usually always this one. It's just really, really pretty. It is a cushion blush, which means it's like a wet blush. I don't want to say it's liquid. Obviously, it's liquid, but it doesn't go on like one of the other liquid blushes I owned. It blends super easily, blends really into your skin. It's super natural. I love this a lot, and I always want to get another one, but I'm like, I can't even use this one as many times as I want to. What am I going to do with another one? But yeah, it's awesome. I love it. This is a newer one to me from Ilia. This is the Color Haze Multi-Use Pigment in the shade Before Today. This is one of those liquid blushes too that I wish I could use every single day. I got this in one of the Sephora Favorites bags, and it was the clean makeup bag. Oh my god, the shade of this is, you're gonna die. It's so freaking pretty. It has like a lip gloss style applicator. It just says multi-use pigments. I'm going to assume you could put this on your lips. I never have. Like I said, I prefer the lip and cheek things just on my cheeks. But this shade is just insane. It's the prettiest, like mauve-y, a big old chunk came out right there that was dry on the tip. Let me see if I can blend it around or remove it because it looks unsightly. There it is. It's like mauve or mauve, warm, deep. I just love this. I can't describe it. I'm the worst at describing colors, but I mean, you can see what it looks like. You can also look up the swatches if you'd like, or more things about this. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so glad I picked up that clean makeup Sephora Favorites bag just for that. I didn't pick it up for that, but that was worth the whole bag to me. It was oh my god, it's the best thing out of the whole collection. I wish I could wear this every single day. It's so beautiful. Blends easy, a little goes a long way, and I just love the shade so much. It's such a unique shade in my blush collection as well. Let's talk about these two cream blushes from Fenty. These are the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blushes. I have the shade Bikini Martini and Cool Berry. So these are really, really beautiful. For some reason, people think this is too small of a pan, and they think a cream blush should come in a pan this big that they're never going to use up and it's going to dry out before you get to it. Anyway, I don't get why people think the packaging is small. I think it's perfect. These are super creamy. They're pigmented. A little goes a long way. They blend really, really nicely. Oddly enough, I know I've talked about this before. The shade Cool Berry, so pretty. Just like the Ilia one, a really different kind of color for my collection, and I love it so much. It's so beautiful. And then Bikini Martini, just a super bubblegum Barbie pink that sometimes I'm just in the mood for. So pretty. Anyway, when I first got these, for some reason, they did not last on me whatsoever. Like within an hour or two, they were gone. They do fade very gracefully though, not in a blotchy, patchy way. But then out of nowhere, they started lasting just fine. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the weather, maybe it was a primer, maybe it was other things I was using. No idea. But now, they're great. I love them. Guess which brush I use them with? This is the best brush ever. Real Technique stippling brush. Alright. Next up is one I don't think I've used more than once from Wander Beauty. And it's the Double Day Lip and Cheek thing. This is what it looks like. The packaging got me with this. I was like, oh my god, I must have that in my life. And it's a little double-decker thing. So you get a clear balm here on the bottom, which I have used. And then a lip and cheek tint cream blush type of thing on the top. And there's this really beautiful lucite packaging that has this really cute pinky tint to it that I just cannot get over. I love it. The packaging so much on this. The balm on the bottom is blah. It doesn't do anything for my lips whatsoever. It's just a clear balm. It's whatever. But I guess you could use that. Actually, now that I see that, I bet I could use this as a highlight. I wonder if that's what they meant. I wonder if that's like a nice glossy kind of highlighter. Anyway, this is the blush, and I haven't used this more than once. No idea why. It went in the drawer, fell to the back, forgot I had it, and yeah. The blush is really, really pretty. It's a very balmy kind of texture. Like I said, I only used it once. I really don't remember it, but that's one that I own, and it's a cream blush video, so there you go. Two stick blushes I have from Soap & Glory, the Highlight and Sculpt Cheek Stick. The shade is Pink Pop and Pearl, and then I also have this ELF thing in the shade Glistening Peach, this little multi-stick. I don't remember what they call these things, but I have one of those. This one from Soap & Glory is going to last me 1,000 years. I used this in a video. called Boyfriend Shops My Stash or something like that. And this had the wrapper on it when he picked it out. And I was like, I would never do that. Oh my God, that's the one thing I have that has the wrapper on it. And then he found another thing that had a wrapper on it. Anyway, I did use this in that video. I really liked it. I thought it came out just fine. But I haven't used it since. It really just looks more like a shiny highlighter. This is one that I'm just like, why do I still have that? I don't know. And then this e.l.f. one called Glistening Peach. This is a cream stick. This is one that I really liked for a long time. But now I'm just like, I think compared to the other ones I have that I love so much, I don't think these two are like standouts for me anymore. But I never found anything wrong with the e.l.f. one. I actually really liked it. But now I'm like, do I though? Do I like that? I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about these three from Nudestix. I mentioned these in a video called Great Makeup I Need to Use More, because these are one of the most neglected things in my whole collection. And I have two of these little minis. They're called mini nudies, or they're just called nudies. All over face colors. I have the shades Sweet Peach, Peony, and Sunkissed. And then this gel color lip and cheek balm in the shade J Mama. Let me swatch these. So these I just don't use much because they're super glossy. Like these are something that I feel are better off as lip things because they really truly feel like a glossy, juicy lip balm. Not this one. This one looks more matte and more like a cheek color, I guess. Maybe I'll try that one as a cheek color. But the other two I've never really liked as cheek things that much. I don't know. And then they say all over face balm. It says multitasking balm on eyes, lips, and face for an easy look. And I've tried these ones on the eyes. They crease immediately. They're too glossy. They fade so fast and they crease like ridiculous. Yeah, but there's those three there. And then the last one, oh my gosh. This is something I've wanted for years and years, let me tell you. Stila convertible colors. I've wanted this. I still can't believe that I own it. This is like my precious crown jewel that I own at the moment. I just bought this maybe a week ago. It's in the shade Lillum. I can't believe I own it. So it's called convertible color. It's for lips and cheeks. This is the shade. I have worn this several times since I bought it. I finally used some Ulta points, and whenever I have Ulta points, I never use them because I feel like nothing's really worth using my points on. I'll just still keep using my own money, even though Ulta has like a pot of money there waiting for me to use that they're pretty much paying for. But I've never found anything that I'm like, that's not worth my points. But this, I finally was like, I have to have it. I'm gonna die if I don't have it. And I got the shade Lilium. So there it is right there. I like this a lot on my cheeks, on my lips. It's not my favorite color, but dang, it's so pretty. It's definitely like a mauvey kind of color. On the lips, like when you look at the swatch, everything's just shiny. I feel like it swatches and wears lighter than it looks in the pan, but that's not a bad thing. I love it so much. It's definitely one of my newest additions. Oh, I just want to keep looking at it all day. I literally have it sitting here and I pick it up and I'm like, I can't believe I own you. I've waited years for this and I'm glad it didn't let me down. Anyway, that is my entire cream blush collection. Let me know what your thoughts are and opinions as always in the comment section down below. Have you tried any of these things? Do you love cream blush? What is your preferred cream blush brush? Because this is my holy grail, my first edition. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions as always, and I'll see you later in another video. Goodbye.